So hi, and thanks for watching. In this video, I want to do a really quick monthly portfolio update. So for the month of August 2025, our portfolio is up 84%. So in this video, I want to show you some of the numbers, break down one particular stock, and I want to actually show you where you can learn the exact strategy that I've been using to make 84% gains in just 5 months. So in our community on Skool, and you can find a link to this below the video, you can come to our Skool group, and in the classroom section, we now have a momentum trading kickstart course. And this course outlines all of the detail and the strategy that I've been using in this trading challenge. So you can come here and find a course summary video, and then you can come and find modules on technical analysis. And if you just come and watch this one module on market structure, it's such an important one. I think you're going to really find it very useful. So certainly come find this course. And again, this course outlines all the strategy that I've been doing in this trading challenge and in the classroom as well. If you go down to the trading challenge course here, you can see all of the trades that I've personally made in this challenge that started April 2025. And I just bought some more iron at the sort of mid-August. So I want to talk about iron in this video as well. And you can come here and you can search iron and you can find out all of the trades that I made for this particular stock. So we'll jump in and sort of do a deep dive into that stock, but certainly come here, get access to this course. And again, this course outlines the strategy that I've been doing with these portfolio updates. So again, end of August, we are up 84%. Regarding the starting balance of this fund, I've got about 1% cash position. So I do have a little bit of cash on hand that I can still deploy if I see some good opportunities. And you can come to this page, you can find more details about this challenge. And then here you can find all of the trades that we have made or that I have made in this challenge. And some of them, or most of them, have been positive. I've just got a few losses here. And we spoke about these in the prior months. But for August, we were up 84%. So some big winners. Tesla has been doing well since we got in at Tesla at 244. We're up 36%. At TIGR, so this is a Chinese stock, it's certainly doing well at the moment. EOS is doing well. This could be breaking out very soon. So this is a great stock. Duolingo, it's one of our poor performing stocks, down 27%. I'll touch briefly on that in the Skool group to see where this stock might be bottoming out. So we might want to add some more, but we really want confirmation that the low is in there. And then I recently added to Net, Shopify, and SoFi because these stocks are showing some really bullish signals. They've broken out of a key level, and we talk about all these levels in our course. Now, crypto-related stocks, Coin has been doing well. It had a big run up and then a pullback, so it's sort of consolidating. Hood is still consolidating around the $100 level. And we got ETH. So this is a leverage play on Ethereum that is up really big, 137%. Some other Bitcoin related stocks there are doing okay. Master, so MSTR MicroStrategies is down a little bit because Bitcoin has been falling just near the end of August there. But then Iron, this is one of our big winners here, is up 167% and still rising. So I want to jump in and do a quick little analysis of Iron. And this analysis really goes over some of the tools that I use in this trading strategy. And again, you can find all the lessons here in our Skool group in this particular course. So one of the first things that we want to do when we look at these stocks using this strategy is just look at the market structure on a higher time frame chart. So we're on the weekly chart here. And we can kind of just look here and we can look at the highs and the lows. So you can see back in July 24, we had a high here and then we had a low, which is still a higher low from here. So the market structure is good. But then if you kind of look at these two candles here, both of these, this particular one closes right here at a price of 1539. But the high over at this high was 1575. So this is actually not a higher high from here. So that's really kind of your first warning. And certainly that happens. The stocks sometimes don't make higher highs, can make a higher low and then continue higher. But that's still a little bit of a warning sign to trigger that, maybe the trend might change in the future. Certainly, you could make a lower low, which iron sort of does here, and then continue on to make a higher high. But still, you should have warning signs that this market structure, it is technically a lower high than here. And then what we have is we have a low here, and then again, we don't make another higher high. So we can call sort of this area the low, this particular candle here, or this particular one, this wick right here is the low, and the high here, again, we don't make a high. We sort of have an evening star sort of pattern here looking like it's a little bit bearish. And if you kind of look at this particular candlestick, and we have a lesson on change of character, right when this candlestick sort of breaks this low here, right here, we sort of have a change of character. So that's another warning sign. And the next candle is negative, that the trend is certainly changing here. We've got warning signs here, warning signs here, and some other indicators are going to give us other warnings, but right there is a clear trend change. And then, the stock bottoms out right into Liberation Day with all the tariffs, right? Sort of, April 2025. So our first entry was right around this area, and we'll put on some fibs and we'll explain why. And then we continued to buy on the way up, and we accumulated, and we have a full 10% in on iron, and our cost basis is just right around $10. So our first entry was down here. And if we put on some fibs, we can see that there is a fib level right there. So that's one tool that we use for this trading strategy is, sometimes the fibs can mark support. So this particular fib did, and we made an entry, right around the $5 mark. And then you can see that the stock is respecting these fibs, breaking up, having resistance here at the 702, then a bullish engulfing candle right up to the 786 and continues on. So when things break out of the 786, they tend to be very bullish. This broke out, was rejected here at the 886 for a few weeks, but has now broken out and then again rejected here at the $28 range. So if you just know fibs, you will know that you certainly don't want to buy here in the $28 range. That's the all-time high. It's going to get rejected. It's been getting rejected for a few weeks. So you might want to be looking for a back test, maybe back to the 886 or back to some other technical tool. So that just shows that the fib level here was a good entry point. And then you can kind of look at the fibs throughout the stock rising, that this zone, certainly you don't want to buy resistance, but when it flips to support, then right here could have been a good entry. And I think we made in August 19th an entry right around the $19 range. And we made some other entries going up as well. So there was a warning sign with the market structure. And here was the sign with the fibs that this could be a good entry level, which it was. And if we also just take off that fib and put on another indicator, the Ichimoku cloud, we can see some other warning signs that right around this zone, things were potentially not looking that great for iron. And then right around this zone, again, things were looking better. And if we want to look at, we saw this change of character with this candle. Also, right around this candle here, when this bullish engulfing candle breaks the high here, the lower high of this wick, there you can see that we have a change of character. And that could have been another sign that this area was a good entry point for iron. So I'm going to just let this Ichimoku cloud load here. Okay, so here it is loaded. And again, right here, we said we don't have a higher high. So slight warning sign. And then we do break below the conversion line of the Ichimoku cloud. So we've got a full lesson on this technical indicator, but we can see that price below the conversion line is generally not bullish. And we see several weeks trying to break it. We broke it 1 week, but the trend is that we can't break it. And then right here, the conversion line crosses the yellow or orange baseline there. So that's another sign that a bearish sign there. And then price obviously right there with the trend, the change of character here through the bottom of the cloud. So we've got some cloud support, breaks the cloud. The conversion line is downward sloping now, crosses under the baseline. So that's bearish. This is bearish. The market structure is bearish. So a lot of signs that this stock is not looking that great. And then here we've got the fib that we put on here. So we've made an entry there. And then right here where we have the change of character with this candlestick, we also are breaking through the conversion line, and then the conversion line flips to upward sloping. So this is also an indication that a trend is changing. When you break through the conversion line and now you're no longer beneath it, you are above it, that's another trend change. The market structure is changing. So all good bullish signs. We have some breakout, a back test of the baseline, and then we've got the conversion line and the baseline almost fusing together. That's a really bullish sign. And then, we continue to ride the baseline up, a breakout and a back test of the conversion line. So right around this zone could have been some good entries as well. And then we made some other entries here. So right now, the stock is looking bullish, but we are meeting some resistance. So you might ask, where would be maybe another entry point? Well, you might want to enter here at the conversion line. There, if we put the fibs back on, the stock might retrace. You might want to wait for a back test of the 886, sort of in this zone. And if we look at a 4-hour chart, we can sort of get the shorter term momentum. So this 4-hour chart, we've got the Ichimoku cloud. We also have a Gann square that we talk about in the course in our Skool Group. And we can see that, we broke out of this level here, went right up to this arc, got rejected. I couldn't hold this next level. So this stock might do a breakout back test and it might come down to the 21 zone. That might be another good entry around 21 if some of this other support in here doesn't hold. So 21 on this chart looks like it could be a great entry. Back on this chart, right around the 1935 is a fib level. So this kind of $20 zone could be your next good entry for iron. And if we put on a Gann square on the weekly chart here, we can see some other indications that, it broke out of this level here, breakout and a perfect back test around there. And it ran right up to some resistance. So more confluence that, right around this 28 zone is some resistance with these arcs and the all-time high fib level. So you certainly don't want to buy in the resistance zones. That's one of our rules. Never buy resistance, only buy support. So here, if we wanted to add to our position, we want to wait for some support. So maybe back down to the arc around 20. So more confluence that, maybe it retraces over the coming weeks or days back to the 20 zone. So we've got 20 there. We've got a fib level that's showing support there. And then even on the shorter time frame 4-hour chart, we've got some short-term momentum that we might be doing a big breakout, rejection, and a back test. So an entry around $21. So there's just some quick analysis of this particular stock, iron. And again, we were able to, make 167% gain. This is going to just continue going up. If we look at, the Gann square here gives us some future price targets and speculation on where the stock is going to go, but eventually it's going to get up to this next level. So it might consolidate here, break back down to this arc, but eventually it's going to break through and it's going to continue rising up to the $50 zone. And we've got some confluence with some other fib levels as well that, eventually this stock is going to continue up and potentially break some of these higher fibs as well. So the stock has been doing great. We got in low. We bought the breakout back test. We bought the 886. We would wait for confirmation that it's going to continue higher or break out to a support zone and potentially add more. And we'll continue to hold this and watch it rise over the coming months. So I hope you found that analysis useful. It was a little quick. If you come to our Skool Group, again, we have a whole course that breaks down the Ichimoku cloud, breaks down support and resistance zones. Market structure is really important. And learning this strategy can allow you to get in on some of these stocks and use this strategy to accumulate and ride the momentum and start to see some good portfolio gains as well. So thanks so much for listening. And I look forward to updating you at the end of September. We'll see if our portfolio can continue to rise over the coming weeks.